May 28, 2008, budget rent-a-car parking lot in Redding, California. Jodi Arias opens the trunk of a white Ford Focus for the third time. She removes the floor mats, checks the spare tire well, smooths her hands over the carpeting. In her purse, a brand new Sony digital camera, receipt still folded inside. License plates hang upside down, a detail caught later on gas station surveillance footage nobody was looking for yet. 2 days earlier, she dyed her blonde hair dark brown in a Salinas salon. Travis Alexander's last text to her, sent 3 weeks prior, "You're the worst thing that ever happened to me." She deleted it. Investigators would find it anyway. The camera would document everything, the sex, the shower, the moment it all went wrong. 3 5-gallon gas cans sit in the trunk, filled in Pasadena. She told her roommate she was driving to Utah. The camera was the whole plan, evidence and alibi in one. September 2006, Palm Desert, California. Travis Alexander stands at the front of a Mormon church giving a presentation on prepaid legal services. He's 27, confident, selling both legal insurance and the dream of financial freedom. Jodi Arias sits 3 rows back, 26 years old, working as a waitress and occasional photographer. After the presentation, she approaches. They talk for 20 minutes. 6 months later, she converts to Mormonism and gets baptized. Travis stands beside her in the baptism photo, beaming, his hand on her shoulder. His friends start warning him almost immediately. "She's obsessed," one tells him over lunch. "She follows you everywhere." Travis laughs it off. By early 2007, she's moved from California to Mesa, Arizona, his city, to be closer to him. He breaks up with her in the summer, tells her it's over, but they keep sleeping together. He blogs about finding his eternal companion, the Mormon term for a wife sealed for eternity. He never mentions Jodi by name. To his church friends, he presents himself as chaste, committed to his faith's teachings on sexual purity. In private, their relationship continues. Sex that violates everything he preaches publicly. The contradiction eats at him, but he can't stop. She records one of their phone sex conversations. Investigators will find the audio file later, time-stamped and saved on her computer. Early 2008, Travis starts dating other women publicly. Mormon women. Potential wives who fit the image he wants. Jodi learns about them through Facebook, through mutual friends, through methods she never fully explains. In February, neighbors witness her slashing his tires, twice, a week apart. Travis changes his passwords. She finds them written in a journal he keeps beside his bed. By April, he's made a decision. He's taking another woman to Cancun in June, a vacation he'd once promised to Jodi. The printed itinerary sits on his desk in his Mesa home. Jodi texts him 82 times on the day he tells her it's finally, completely over. "We're done forever," he writes. She responds every few minutes for hours, but she still has something he doesn't know about. His garage door code, the 4 digits he'd given her months ago and never thought to change. That code will let her into his house one last time. In May 2008, Travis tells a friend, "I'm afraid Jodi's going to kill me." The friend later testifies to this statement in court. Travis doesn't report the slashed tires. He doesn't get a restraining order. He keeps texting her, keeps responding to her messages. People close to him said he felt guilty. Guilty for the sex, guilty for stringing her along, guilty for the way he'd treated her in private while pursuing other women in public. That guilt, they believed, kept him from cutting her off completely. May 28, 2008, Redding, California. Budget rent-a-car office. Jodi walks in and asks for a vehicle. The manager offers a red car. "Do you have something less noticeable?" she asks. "Not red. Something that blends in." She rents a white Ford Focus, signs the paperwork, drives away. Hours later, she stops at a Walmart, pays cash for a third 5-gallon gas can. She already owns 2. Now she has 3. The next day, she's at a hair salon in Salinas. She asks the stylist to dye her blonde hair dark brown. The stylist later remembers Jody seemed distracted, kept checking her phone. The receipt for the hair dye ends up in her purse. Police will find it months later during evidence collection. On May 30th, she fills all 3 gas cans at a Pasadena station, pays cash, no credit card trail. The gas cans are the key. If she fills up in Pasadena and doesn't stop at any gas stations in Arizona, there's no proof she was ever in the state. No receipts, no surveillance footage, no witnesses. She texts Ryan Burns, a man she's been seeing in Utah, tells him she's coming to visit. She tells her roommate in Eureka, California, the same story, going to Utah. Then her phone goes dark. 16 hours of silence. Investigators will later determine her phone was turned off just before she crossed into Arizona. When it powers back on, she'll be in Nevada, headed toward Utah. Right on schedule. The camera sits in her purse the entire drive. June 4, 2008, 4 in the morning. Travis Alexander's house in Mesa. Jody enters through the garage using the code he never changed. The house is dark. His 2 roommates are asleep upstairs. She walks down the hallway to his bedroom. She wakes him up. "Surprise," she says. According to the timeline reconstructed from the camera's memory card, they have sex that afternoon. The photos prove it was consensual, explicit images time-stamped and stored digitally. Travis had a business meeting scheduled for 6 that evening and a conference call at 7. He misses both. No one thinks much of it at first. He's busy, always running between appointments and church events. The camera sits on a tripod in the bedroom. Timer set. They take turns holding it, positioning it for different angles. Later that afternoon, Jody suggests something artistic, photos of Travis in the shower. "It'll look professional," she tells him. He agrees. By 5:29 p.m., they're in the bathroom. He sits in the shower, water running over his shoulders. She crouches outside the shower stall, camera in hand, clicking away. The memory card captures everything: date, time, location metadata. At 5:30 p.m., she takes a photo of him sitting calmly, looking directly at the camera. 1 minute later, the camera captures the ceiling, dropped or thrown during a sudden struggle. At 5:32:16 p.m., the camera captures an image investigators will show in court dozens of times. Travis Alexander's body on the tile floor, blood spreading across white bathroom tile, his legs visible, his neck slashed open. 62 seconds from the last normal photo to a corpse. The forensic team will later determine 27 stab wounds to his back, chest, and torso. His throat slashed from ear to ear, nearly decapitating him. A single gunshot wound to his head, a .25 caliber bullet. Defensive wounds on his hands, deep cuts across his palms where he tried to stop the knife. The autopsy shows he fought hard. The attack was not quick. Jody drags his body back into the shower, turns the water on. She washes herself, washes the camera, washes him. But she misses the walls. A bloody palm print, hers mixed with his blood, remains on the hallway wall. Another accidental photo, taken as the camera tumbled during the struggle, captures a blurred image of a foot and a pant leg dragging something across the floor. Investigators will enhance the image. The sock matches one found in her rental car. She takes the camera with her when she leaves, throws it into the washing machine still running in the laundry room, hoping the water will destroy the evidence. But digital memory cards are resilient. The photos are deleted, but forensic software can recover deleted files if the card hasn't been overwritten. The camera survives. The memory card survives. The evidence survives. By the time she backs out of the driveway, it's nearly 7 in the evening. She has more than 1,000 miles to drive. Her phone stays off. No calls, no texts, no digital trail. Just the dark desert highway north, 3 empty gas cans in the trunk, and a camera that holds every second of what just happened. June 4th, 10 at night, somewhere near the Nevada border. Jody's phone powers back on. The cell tower pings register her location. She calls Ryan Burns in Utah. "I'm running late," she tells him. "I'll be there by morning." Her voice sounds normal. No panic, no hesitation. She arrives at his house in West Jordan, Utah, around 1 in the morning on June 5th. They make out on his couch. He'll later testify. She had no visible cuts, no blood on her hands or clothes, nothing that suggested she'd just committed murder hours earlier. But the rental car tells a different story. In the back seat, spilled across the upholstery, a Helix energy drink. Travis's favorite brand, the same flavor found in his house. She returns the rental car 2 days late. The interior has been detailed, professionally cleaned, scrubbed, vacuumed. But detectives find the Helix can. They find floor mats that don't match the car. They find faint traces of blood in the wheel well that luminol later reveals. Most importantly, they find no gas receipts for the entire Arizona portion of the trip. She'd used the pre-filled gas cans just as planned. No stops, no surveillance footage, no witnesses. For days, the plan seems to work. Travis's roommates assume he left early for his Cancun trip. His phone goes to voicemail. His emails go unanswered. The house is quiet. The door to his bedroom stays closed. The smell starts on the 3rd day, faint at first, then unbearable. June 9th, 2008, late afternoon. One of Travis's roommates finally forces the bedroom door open. The smell hits him immediately. He finds the bathroom door locked from the inside. They break it down. Travis Alexander's body lies in the shower, 5 days dead, decomposing in the Arizona heat. Mesa police arrive within the hour. They issue a bolo, "Be on the lookout," for anyone connected to Travis who might have information. In the laundry room, a detective finds the washing machine. Inside, a digital camera, still damp, wrapped in towels and clothes. The memory card is intact. The tech team extracts it carefully, sends it to the forensic lab. 90 photos are recovered, some deleted, some not. The sequence is unmistakable. Explicit sexual photos time-stamped that afternoon, followed by artistic shower shots, then chaos. The final photos, taken accidentally during the attack, show pieces of the crime: a foot, a body being dragged, blood on tile. One image is partially blurred but clear enough: a leg in dark pants, a sock, and Travis's shoulder in the frame. The timestamp on every photo matches the estimated time of death. On the hallway wall, crime scene techs lift a bloody palm print. It runs through AFIS, the automated fingerprint identification system. The print belongs to Jodi Arias. It's mixed with Travis's blood, meaning she touched the wall after he was already bleeding. The camera didn't just witness the murder. It documented her presence at the exact moment it happened. June 15th, 2008. Detective Esteban Flores calls Jodi at her home in Eureka, California. "I need to talk to you about Travis Alexander," he says. She immediately starts crying. "Is he okay? Did something happen?" Flores keeps his tone even. "Can you come down to the station?" She agrees. She drives herself to the Siskiyou County Sheriff's Office, walks in voluntarily, sits down across from Flores in a small interrogation room. The camera is already recording. Her first story is simple. "I wasn't in Arizona. I was in Utah visiting Ryan." Flores nods, takes notes. Then he slides a photo across the table. Her bloody palm. Print. "This was found at the crime scene," he says. "It's your print, mixed with his blood." She stares at the photo for a long time. Then she shifts. "Okay," she says quietly. "Maybe I was there." Her second story comes in pieces. 2 masked intruders broke into the house. They attacked Travis. She ran. She barely escaped. She was too scared to call police. Flores listens without expression. Hours pass. She does a headstand in the interrogation room during a break, stretches, hums to herself. When Flores returns, she asks for his phone number, smiles, makes small talk about his wife. The interrogation video will later be played in court, watched by millions online. Prosecutors will point to her behavior: calm, flirtatious, bizarre. This, they'll say, is not how an innocent person acts. The forensic computer team works through the summer. 90 deleted photos pulled from the camera's memory card. Advanced software reconstructs the files bit by bit. The sequence becomes crystal clear. Consensual sex around 1:30 p.m., bathroom photo shoot starting at 5:29 p.m., sudden violence at 5:31 p.m. Travis's autopsy report confirms what the photos suggest. He was alive and aware when the attack started. Defensive wounds on his hands mean he tried to grab the knife. The medical examiner determines the wounds were inflicted in a specific order. Stabbed repeatedly in the back and torso first, then the throat slashed, then the gunshot to the head. The gun was stolen. Detectives trace it back to a burglary reported at Jody's grandparents' house in Eureka, California, 1 week before the murder. A .25 caliber handgun, the same caliber as the bullet found in Travis's head. The grandparents told police nothing else was taken, just the gun. Jody had access to the house. She'd been staying there. The knife was never found. The gun was never found. But a single .25 caliber shell casing was recovered from the bathroom floor, sitting in a pool of congealed blood. Crime scene. Analysis shows she tried to clean up, washed Travis's body, washed herself, threw the camera in the washing machine. But she didn't wipe the walls. She didn't wipe the hallway. She left a trail. The camera was supposed to be destroyed. Instead, it became the most important piece of evidence in the entire case. July 15, 2008, Jody Arias is arrested in Eureka and charged with first-degree murder. She's extradited to Arizona. For the next 2 years, she sits in Maricopa County Jail awaiting trial. In 2010, the trial begins. Media trucks line the streets outside the courthouse. HLN covers it live every day. By now, Jody has a third story. This one, she says, is the truth. Travis was abusive. He forced her into violent sex. On June 4th, she went to his house to return a camera she'd borrowed. He attacked her. She fought back. It was self-defense. She had no choice. The jury listens to the phone sex tape she recorded months before the murder. 45 minutes of explicit conversation between her and Travis. The prosecution argues it shows a consensual, if troubled, relationship. The defense argues it shows his manipulation. Jody takes the stand for 18 days, the longest testimony in Arizona history at that time. She cries. She describes abuse. She explains the lies she told police. I was scared. I didn't know what to do. The prosecutor, Juan Martinez, cross-examines her for hours. He holds up the camera photos. You staged these, didn't you? He asks. You documented the sex so you'd have an alibi. You planned this. She denies it. The jury deliberates for 15 hours. They ask to see the camera photos again. They ask for the timeline. They ask to hear the interrogation video. On May 8, 2013, they return with a verdict. Guilty of first-degree murder. Minutes after the verdict, Jody gives an interview inside the courthouse. I'd rather get the death penalty than life in prison, she tells the reporter. The jury is brought back to decide her sentence. Arizona law allows the death penalty for first-degree murder with aggravating factors. The jury hears impact statements from Travis's family. His sister weeps on the stand. She took everything from us, she says. The jury deliberates again. Days pass. Finally, they announce deadlocked. They cannot unanimously agree on death. A second penalty phase begins in 2014 with a new jury. Again, deadlock. In 2015, the judge sentences Jodi to life in prison without the possibility of parole. The camera, entered into evidence as State's Exhibit 215, is shown to the jury 47 times during the trial. The photos are displayed on large monitors, blown up for the courtroom to see. The timestamp on each image is highlighted. Prosecutors walk the jury through the sequence. Normal, normal, normal. Then chaos. 62 seconds, Juan Martinez says during closing arguments. That's how long it took for this to go from a photo shoot to murder. Ryan Burns testifies that when Jodi arrived at his house the night of June 4th, she seemed completely normal. No cuts, no bruises, no signs of distress. Friends of Travis testify about her obsessive behavior. Slashed tires, hacked social media accounts, surprise visits. The defense presents psychologists who argue she suffered from PTSD and was a victim of abuse. None of it changes the verdict. The camera told a story words couldn't counter. The camera now sits in an evidence locker at Mesa Police Department, sealed in a plastic bag, serial number visible. The memory card inside holds 90 photos, sexual intimacy, artistic poses, sudden violence, accidental documentation. Investigators say she believed deleting the photos was enough, but digital forensics recovered them. The timestamps couldn't be faked. The GPS metadata embedded in the images placed the camera inside Travis's house at the exact time of the murder. The photo of her foot, accidentally captured, matched the clothes found in her rental car. Prosecutors argued the eye's camera was central to her plan. Document consensual sex. Establish that she was there earlier in the day, then claim she left before anything happened. The murder would look like a home invasion. The camera would be destroyed in the wash. No one would ever know she stayed. But the plan failed at the most basic level. The memory card survived. Technical experts testified that modern memory cards are designed to withstand water. The washing machine cycle wasn't enough. Travis's family later said the camera saved the case. Without it, prosecutors would have had the bloody palm print and suspicious behavior, but no timeline, no proof of how events unfolded. The camera gave them everything. Detectives also found Jodi's internet search history in the weeks before the murder. How to permanently delete photos? How to clean blood from carpet? Can digital files be recovered after deletion? She'd researched every step. She'd planned around the technology, but she underestimated how resilient digital evidence really is. 2025, Perryville Prison, Arizona. Jodi Arias, now 44, sits in a maximum security cell. She still maintains the story she told at trial: self-defense, abuse, fear. Appellate courts have reviewed her case multiple times. Every appeal has been denied. The conviction stands. The camera was displayed at trial 47 times, each viewing drilling the timeline deeper into the jury's mind. The last photo on the memory card, taken at 5:14 p.m., shows the bathroom ceiling, blurred, chaotic, the camera tumbling through the air. The next photo, 62 seconds later, shows blood spreading across white tile. Between those two images, Travis Alexander's life ended. The split-screen exhibit shown to the jury, shower photo on the left, body photo on the right, became one of the most recognizable images from the trial. Court TV replayed it. HLN analyzed it. Forensic experts pointed to it as a textbook example of how digital evidence can reconstruct a crime. She brought the camera to control the story, proof they'd had consensual goodbye sex, proof she'd been there innocently. But the camera told the truth. It recorded the exact moment her plan became murder. The memory card remembered everything she tried to erase. One memory card, 1,000 miles, 27 stab wounds, 62 seconds that changed everything. The camera sits in evidence storage, a relic of a crime that obsessed a nation. She wanted the camera to be her alibi. Instead, it became her conviction.